Hey everyone, just wanted to quickly go live for office hours really quick. I haven't really planned this one this week, unfortunately. I just decide to go live and see who's here. You're very, very welcome to ask any questions about Substack, about writing, about anything else you think I might be able to share some light on while I'm here. I will stay on for 15 or so minutes. So be great if you could say hello, tell me where you're from, tell me what you're working on right now. And again, if you have any questions about anything at all, feel free to ask away while I'm here. Ghost is also here, as you can see, joining me today. So we're both here today. So if you any questions about Substack, anything else you wanna throw out there, just feel free to ask away, and I will be here to answer. Um, yeah, feel free to tell me where you're from. Just I'm literally just gonna be here for a few minutes. Hey Georgina, good to see you. Um, Yeah, if you have any big burning questions about Substack, like what are you working on right now? What is your big challenge on the platform? What are you really focused on between now and the end of 2025? And maybe thinking about for 2026. What's a big challenge that you have right now when it comes to Substack specifically that you're really trying to work your way through? Um, Georgina, great to see you all the way from Paris. Bonsoir, I guess, because it's the evening here. But yeah, great to see you. Um, Yes, if you have any big challenges that you're working on right now when it comes to Substack, if there's things you're setting yourself in terms of targets you want to work towards over the next few weeks with the platform, and then if you have any big plans for next year for Substack, tell me what they are. Tell me what you're working on. Georgina has told me she's working on joyful growth, and the challenge is folks seeing my notes organically. Um, we indeed. One second, Georgina. Let's get a little bit of a drink. So yeah, people seeing your notes organically is definitely a difficult thing. I just had a conversation with someone today about that, about how do you get your notes seen on Substack. Um, the simple answer, I think, is to spend a lot of time engaging with other people's notes on the platform. So I know that sounds like a wishy-washy kind of answer, but you can post till you're blue in the face on Substack, and unless you're bringing people to your profile, they're not going to see it a lot of the time if you've got a smaller audience. So if you have got a smaller audience, if you've got like 100 subscribers, under 500 subscribers, etc., the best thing you can do, thanks, Georgina, by the way. The best thing you can do is to spend a bit of time every day. And I literally gave someone else this advice not so long ago. Spend a bit of time every day engaging with other people's notes on the platform. So set aside 20, 30 minutes a day and basically say, right, I am going to leave 5 comments on other people's notes. I'm not just going to say, that's great. I'm not just going to say, that was a really, really insightful point you made. I'm not going to use ChatGPT to just write a response to their note by putting it into that, because I really don't think that's a good thing to do either. But read someone's note if it strikes you, if you've got something to add to it in any capacity, and maybe a personal story or just something that you've thought of, leave a comment. Say, here's what I think about this. I love your perspective on this thing that you shared, but here's what I think as well. And it can be it can complement what they've said. It can be in opposition to it, as long as you're doing it in a kind, respectful, polite way. It's a good idea to try and put that out there with somebody else, because at the end of the day, if you leave a comment on someone else's note, it's not necessarily going to set the world alight and drive tons of people to your profile, but someone might see it. Maybe one person out there who sees that comment and thinks, okay, I'm interested in what David has to say. I'm interested in how he has this perspective on this thing, and how he has this level of experience, whatever that experience is. I'm going to jump over to his profile. I'm going to check him out. And then while I'm there, I'm going to like his note and maybe leave a comment on his note that's there. If you can get people checking out any of your notes at all, even once or twice, it will basically mean, for the most part, that your profile will appear, your notes will appear um, on their notes feed. And once you get on their notes feed once, and they start engaging with your stuff, and you get better at writing the kind of notes to get engagement, and will start to appear there on a regular basis. And that's how you start to get consistent engagement on your notes. So You want to try and hook someone in by writing a note that genuinely has something to say, that's genuinely useful, that's encouraging, that's funny, that's gonna enlighten them in some capacity about something. You're gonna want to pull people towards that note, into the sphere of that note, by engaging with other people's notes and other people's articles, and just generally spending time on the platform. Substack, like any other online space, wants you to be in it and spend time on it. So the more time you spend on the platform actually doing stuff, the greater your chances are going to be that you're going to push people towards your own content. Don't do it in any kind of disingenuous way to just purely get engagement. Always focus first and foremost on creating connections, networking with other people, forming relationships in a genuine way with other people on the platform, because those are the people who will go on to become some of your biggest supporters. They'll become your friends, they'll become your collaborators, they'll become your podcast guests, they'll become your YouTube video guests. They'll work with you on launches, all that kind of stuff. So um, focus on relationship first, spend time connecting with other people in a human way. And that will you will massively reap the rewards of that further down the line on the platform. Okay, quick look back through this. Georgina said, um, I'm Canadian, but I'm visiting Paris today. Um, is TO Toronto? Is that what you mean by that? I assume so, if it's the Blue Jays. Um, yeah. I wish I was in Canada. I wish I was visiting Toronto, because I love Canada. I've only been there once. Thanks, Georgina. I've only been there once. I was in Toronto briefly for like a couple of hours on a connecting flight. But I would go back to Canada in a heartbeat. I absolutely loved it. And I've talked about that extensively, I think, in the past, about how much I love Canada from the one time I've been there. So if anyone ever wants me to come over to Canada and visit them, then um, help me pay for a flight. But yeah, no, Canada is awesome. And I love Paris as well, Georgina. So you're very lucky to be there too. Okay, so more people will join me for this session now. So again, going back to what I said at the start, if you have any questions about Substack, I talked about notes there for a bit. If you've got any questions about Substack, about notes, about uh, writing on the platform, about developing your publication page, etc., feel free to pop that into the comments now while I'm here, and I'll do my best to answer the question. Again, we're joined today by Ghost, who's sleeping on the chair behind me, and is probably going to get off right now because I talked to him. Yep, there he is. But yeah, so this is office hours. This is my space where I'm spending time with you. And if you have a question, if you have a comment, if there's anything you want to say or put out there, I'm here for the next few minutes to answer anything you want to ask about Substack, or about writing, or about solopreneurship, anything like that. Um, as always, I just quickly give you a quick heads up about my own books that are coming out. So I have another horror fiction book coming out on the 15th of December. I don't know what the calendar there is, if it's going to be there. On the 15th of December, it is called Humbug. It's a Christmas-based horror, if that's the kind of thing that would tickle your fancy. And it's coming out on the 15th of December. It's adult horror. Check it out. It should appear very, very soon on Amazon and Goodreads and all that kind of stuff. Anywhere you buy books, it'll be available to pre-order soon. So I'll give you a heads up as soon as it's there, and you can maybe grab a copy of it in advance. If you don't like horror, but you know someone who does, then consider buying a copy for them. I'd be really appreciative of your support. You can also buy my current books, which are already out there. The Soulburn Talisman, Empress of Nim, and The Substitute, which are all available online. Some of them are on the shelves behind me there. You can see in the background. But again, if you're interested in horror, if you like fantasy that's inspired by Irish mythology, that sort of stuff, the kind of thing that anyone who's a fan of Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Percy Jackson, Narnia, that kind of stuff, then the Soulburn Talisman and Empress of Nim will be perfect for you. So if you've got younger people in your house, if you've got kids and they like reading fantasy, then definitely check those out anywhere you buy the books. I should share the link here. Georgina, apologies, I haven't shared it. I haven't got it handy to share, but you can find it on my profile. If you just go to my profile, you'll find links to my books there, and under my publication, David McElroy Fiction. So it's all there if you want to check it out. Again, here for a few more minutes. for office hours. If you have any questions about Substack, about writing, about solopreneurship, about anything that I'm working on, about anything that you think I might be able to answer, then just pop it in the comments below. Again, tell me what you're working on. So, what are your biggest challenges right now? So, Georgina mentioned about getting visibility for notes. So, is anyone else struggling with getting visibility for their notes? Is anyone else struggling to think what to write on notes and what to write for articles on Substack? Are you maybe struggling with growing your audience or monetizing your publication? If you get any questions about anything like that, a direct question that I can answer, feel free to pop it into the chat now, and before I go. Um, yeah, and anything else you want to put out there, feel free to do that now for the next couple of minutes. If you haven't subscribed to me already on Substack, you can do so up there or wherever it is at the top of the screen. Um, Eric has said his challenge is actually producing a finished piece, or article, or story, or book. Eric, tell me more about that in the comments. So, what do you think stopping you from being able to finish a piece on Substack? What's holding you back at the minute? I know a lot of things can slow us down, can stop us from getting stuff out there, maybe feeling like a bit of imposter syndrome about what you're able to do, or trying to perfect what you're writing, or not really sure how to structure it, or publish it properly on Substack. But Eric, tell me what you're specifically being held back by in terms of getting something out there, and we'll see if anybody else resonates with that as well. Um, I know that for me in the early days when I was publishing things on Substack, something maybe that held me back was not being sure how to format things properly in a way that was engaging, that could draw people in. Eric said, not sure which piece to prioritize finishing. Good point. And then what to do with it. Um, what I would say, Eric, if you haven't published very much yet, um, a good sort of gateway into publishing stuff on Substack is to tell a bit of your story. So if you're not really sure what to prioritize, start off by talking about yourself. And I know that sounds narcissistic, but um, tell a personal story about yourself, about what maybe led you to be on Substack, what led you to be at this place in life, and whatever it is you're doing right now. It's a good gateway. It's something you can use as a hero post, so you can adapt it, something on your about page. But give people the opportunity to find out more about who you are as a person before trying to dive into everything else, the nitty gritty about what you're publishing. Um, I always say that telling a personal story about yourself in every article is a really good way to ease people in naturally and organically, to whatever it is you're trying to tell them about, whatever you're trying to teach them about or educate them about in any way. Tell those personal stories because they reinforce your humanity. They prove that you're not a robot, you're not artificial intelligence. Obviously, AI can tell pretty convincing stories as well, but nobody can tell stories in the way that you can about yourself, about your own background. So please, please, please use story as the natural gateway into your content on Substack and on any other platform really as well. I hope that helps, Eric. It's just a suggestion about what you can maybe do. Um, One of your favorite writers is McFarlane. He does that too. I love how he talks about other people as well. Very much so. I think, yeah, story, so effective. You're very welcome, Eric. It's so effective for just giving people something they can latch onto and remember about you as a person, and come back to you again and again. You can tell the same story multiple times as well if you want. You can tell it in notes. You can take snippets from your story and share them into notes. If you can find pictures on your phone that relate in any way to the story, feel free to share those as well as notes. Anything at all that you can do to reinforce the fact you're a real live human being, you're a real person, and therefore you're worth listening to. So someone out there is always going to be able to connect with your personal story, with the thing that you've gone through. So please, please, please share those personal stories on notes and on your articles on Substack. I hope that was helpful for anyone listening. I'm going to be here for another couple of minutes. If there's any questions you want to ask about anything related to what I've just said, or about Substack, or about storytelling, or about books, or um, about this golden retriever sitting at my feet right now, um, feel free to do it. Eric, thank you so much for subscribing. Really appreciate that. yeah, you can drop in here for me any time that I'm here. I'm going to be here every week, all being well for notes. I'm going to spend 15, 20 minutes like this online. Let's see the golden retriever. Ghost, come here, up, up. Can you see him? There he is, the star of the show. Doesn't want to be that. Doesn't want to be there. But yeah, that's Ghost, who I talk about regularly on Substack. Yes, as I said, I'll be here every week on Substack for office hours like this, and I'll just pop in, make myself available for a brief time to chat to you guys, and answer some questions and fill you in on anything that I want to tell you about. He is beautiful, Jane. Appreciate that, and he knows it as well. He's got me wrapped around his little finger. Um, if he had fingers. But yes, I hope this is useful. Again, make sure to subscribe to me while you're here. Make sure to check out my podcast, check me out on YouTube, check out my books, check out anything I posted recently. And yeah, I will be here again next week. I'll share this recording onto YouTube, and you can check out all previous recordings there as well, and see if they're useful to you in any capacity. But it's great to spend this time with you guys. Really, I like being here. I like just getting a chance to connect with you like this. And Substack's awesome for this kind of thing. If you haven't gone live on Substack yourself, I definitely recommend giving it a go. Bring a friend along, have a conversation, share a few jokes or a few personal stories. And yeah, you can make great connections on here. So keep telling your stories, keep showing up consistently on the platform. And if you stick around for long enough, things will start to happen. You'll start to grow your audience. You'll start to see some traction. And yeah, it'll be awesome. So thanks for being here, guys. Appreciate it. This is another very brief office hours with me. It's great to have 70 people join me here this brief time. I think Ghost wants his dinner, so I'm gonna go now and feed him before he starts barking. Ruth, you got a quick question for me? Hi, David. How do I get more post views outside of your core subscribers? Um, Good question. And I think Notes is great for that. So I would definitely recommend sharing your post, share your article onto Notes. You can just share the link in there and nothing else. If your headline is really engaging and really interesting, really intriguing, and people will click through from that into your article. You can also share quotes from your articles. You just highlight a portion of the text, and an option will come up saying like restack with a note, and then you can just share that as a note, and Substack will automatically populate it as a really nice graphic that you can share onto Notes as well. And you can just copy and paste portions of your article as well into Notes, and then put the link in there too. So it's great for that. It's great for just getting your stuff out there into the Notes sphere, I guess, the word it can be found. You can also share on other platforms too, like LinkedIn or Instagram or wherever else you happen to be, Blue Sky, whatever, anywhere else you're available online. But yeah, just share it out there. You make use of Notes. If you can get other people sharing your stuff for you as well, if you can collaborate with other people on posts as well and reach their audience, it's a really good way of doing it too. So hope that was useful, Ruth. Just as a quick thought on that. Um, but yeah, I'll be here next week, guys. Thanks for spending this time with me. Really cool to be here with you, and I'll see you in office hours next week. It's bye from me. It's bye from Ghost, who's right behind me right now. And I'll see you soon. Bye bye.